Okay.
So again, you've probably hopefully been watching all of our videos, and you can see the Aurelia 2 line goes from semi-automatic, volumetric, a digit, and then to T3.
Okay.
The T3, even though it's using that Aurelia name, it's a completely different machine.
Got it.
So the big thing, T3 stands for 3 temperature points.
Okay.
Okay, so it actually has 3 different thermostats inside of it. It's got a steam boiler, and that of course has a heating element inside of it. This is a true group machine. It's a 6,000 watt heating element that's back there.
Okay.
The front up here, when we get up to our group heads, as opposed to the other Aurelias that are heat exchange machines, these are actually single or individual group head boiler machines.
Multiple boilers.
Yes, I want to say double boiler, but it's not triple boilers.
Triple boilers. Or it could be a quadruple boiler or quintuplet. Yeah.
There we go. So it's an individual coffee brewer. So which means is I have an actual brewer sitting at each one of these group heads that are independently controlled. They have their own heating elements. I can set them independent of each other. I can have one at 195 and one at 205.
Okay.
Doesn't make a difference. Okay. And what they do is they actually heat exchange the water from the steam boiler. So they still use that same technology. That way when it deposits water into the group boiler or in a coffee boiler, it's actually up the temperature already.
Okay.
Okay, so that provides stability, long-term stability. We can run this thing just over and over and over, and you really don't see a temperature fluctuation.
Okay.
Okay, the third temperature point is actually right here. It's the group head. They've actually stuck a couple 100-watt heating element inside the group head to maintain that temperature. Now we can match temperature, so I can have a 200-watt at the group head, 200 watt in the coffee boiler. That way I can ensure throughout the whole process I'm getting consistent temperature. I can also change that. So I can take 200 watts and maybe make the group head 203, bend that temperature up, or we could bend it down if we wanted to as well. Doesn't make any real bit of difference, but that is why they call it a T3. That is why it's just so stable, is I have full temperature control all the way to the point the water hits right here.
Okay.
Okay. A couple features on this machine. You're going to see this is a semi-automatic machine. As of right now, this is the only version this comes in is semi-automatic. Okay, what that means is no volumetric control. I can't hit it, walk away. I'm going to have to turn it on, turn it off. The reason that's there is this is a high-end machine. It's an expensive machine, but it can do some really cool things.
Okay.
The people that are using this are your very high-end third wave coffee shops. Okay, so if you got single origin coffee that I need to have, I might have 2 different grinders in the bar, and I'll have a Sumatran coffee and an Ethiopian single origin espresso. Those are both going to require different temperatures to extract at, and I can do that with this machine.
Okay.
And there's not a lot of machines in the market that do this. The other Aurelias before that cannot do that at all.
They have just one set temperature. You may be able to change the temperature, but it affects everything in the machine.
Exactly. It's it's roughly 198 degrees is what you'll pull through those machines, just all the way across.
Okay.
Okay. This machine also comes with the manual steam arms. Okay. So again, in a third wave coffee shop, it's very likely that you're probably steaming your own milk. You're probably doing latte art, some type of something.
Okay, some type of something. I like that.
Something.
Get some something going on with your something.
Exactly.
Something.
Steam pressure is outrageous.
It's obscene.
That's a lot.
That is obscene.
That is a lot of steam.
Okay. And you were hitting it to just do a little bit of steam, but you can also just kick it on full.
So you can feather it.
Okay.
You can see just a little from there, and I can ramp it up. Down is always just on.
Okay.
Okay. It's no burn steam arm. So I can hold on to it. Don't hurt myself. Actually, I just have no feeling in this hand.
Totally.
Don't
I know. Yeah, exactly.
So it's a no burn steam arm, which is really nice if you ever scalded yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, it's got a couple of the extra features that's on here. It's got the independent cleaning cycle, so I can actually, I think you gotta hold it.
Okay.
They make you hold these things. So I can go into what's called the auto clean cycle, and I can actually clean just one group head at a time. So if I want to clean the one while I'm still operating, that way it just doesn't shut me down completely. Okay. Getting into the menu is as simple as hitting the enter button and holding it for about 5 seconds. And we're there.
There we go.
Now we can go through. So it's just up and down buttons. It's very simple. It tells you exactly what it's doing. Program doses, which in this machine there's nothing to program.
Okay.
So we'll go right by that. Delivery count will tell me how many shots have gone through there. Active group heads, again, if I want to, maybe I'm only using one group head in the afternoon, so I want to shut one down to save on power, I can do that.
Okay.
Not as important of a feature in the 2 group, but 3 and 4 groups, you know.
Definitely.
It
if you've got a
helps.
crazy rush in the morning and then the rest of the day it's kind of just steady.
Yeah, and why waste money running 2 group heads if you're not going to use them?
Yeah.
From there, on-off programming. So if I want to program this machine to turn on or off at a certain point, energy saving. So I can set it to actually, as opposed to turning on and off, maybe just turn it down to like 140 degrees at night when I'm not here, or it's not kicking on very often. The next one is, here's where, again, this is what makes a T3, so set point temperature.
Okay.
So I'm going to go into this one. Okay, very simple to see. What you have is set point and temperature. Okay, and that's what it's actually reading out right now. We just turned this machine on, so it's not quite up to temperature in these group heads. It does take quite a long time. You can see it building already. G1 stands for group 1. So I have it set to be running at 200 degrees. It's at 198.1.
Okay.
Once that gets a temperature, it'll stay there. It's just we haven't gotten to that point yet.
I see.
So I'm going to hit enter. C1, that stands for coffee boiler. Okay. So my coffee one, this is my first group head. The boiler that's there, I've got it set at 200 degrees, and it's currently sitting at 199.9, 200 degrees. If I wanted to make a change, I can just hit enter. Oops, I actually need to go back. I need to hit up. So let's go through here again. So G2 stands for group 2. Okay, same concept as G1. C2 stands for coffee boiler 2.
Okay.
So now if I wanted to make a change, I would just hit up or down. So you see how it's set point up top? Let's say I wanted to take this one to 201, take it to 201.2 degrees.
I see.
And then I would just hit enter, and it would hold it for you.
Got it.
And now you're going to see this one start climbing automatically. Okay. That now again 3 groups, you'll have the same exact concept. That is what makes this machine special. That is the T3.
Okay.
So that feature right there, that is why you want to buy this machine.
If I was writing home about it, that's what it would be in
If you're
it.
writing home about it, which you always do.
Dear Mom.
Next thing is cup warmer programming. That's just a feature that's always there. It doesn't actually have a cup warmer. They don't do that in America. We could put it on there if you ever wanted to. It just costs more money.
Okay.
Date and hour sets the date and hour of the machine. Display settings get you into a whole different options as far as brightness that I want to have, how I want to read these things. Display temp, don't worry about the display temp. And actually I want to pull back out of there. Let's go down. Delivery in washing cycle, so it's going to be, this is actually kind of a cool one because as an operator, you tell your employees, hey, make sure you run the cleaning cycle.
Yeah.
Then you come in the next morning, they're like, did it, boss, I cleaned it. Don't worry, it
I
look
swear,
dirty.
boss, I swear.
You can actually go in here and say, well, the machine doesn't seem to think so. And
Yeah, that's kind of evil.
I know, it's computer world.
Draconian.
So this one here, set point temperature, this is for our steam boiler. So you can see right now it's at 251.6. You also, this is actually a different gauge. It's our inline water gauge. But I can change this as well. So if I want to change it down to 250, wherever I want to go with the steam inside, the more steam power back there, the more you're going to have pressure coming out of here. Okay. Faults history will tell you if there's been any faults, any alarms that have come through. That's helpful with technicians. Maintenance, again, that's something that technicians are going to use. You won't really worry too much about that. This is a washing alarm. It can give you an alarm, a little beep. You hear that little annoying beep?
Yeah.
It'll let you know, hey, you need to wash this thing. So we can activate it or not. In language, if you just don't want to read in English, be my guest. Go to Italian, go to Spanish. Portuguese, whatever you want to do.
Swahili? No?
No.
Okay.
I don't actually. I bet it probably does not do that. This is for temperature. Do you want to read in Fahrenheit? Do you want to read in Celsius?
Got it. Okay.
Light adjustments lets me bring the light temperature up and down so I can make it brighter or dimmer if I want to do that. And then this is actually for these ones right here if I want to bring those up or down. And let's pull through there. And then I'm back to using the machine where it is. So
cool.
That is, it's a very simple menu. What's nice about it though, it's easy to understand.
Very intuitive.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you screw up, just turn it off.
Turn it off and turn it on again.
Call your local technician.
That's what you start with everything, right?
Yes.
Did you turn it off and on again?
Well, that's the first question. As is with just like any other Aurelia 2 models, barista lights, you can actually see down into the frothing pitcher. Barista lights through here, so you can actually see what's going on. Little right light switch underneath, so I can turn those on or off.
Okay.
power switch is underneath here where you see my hand. It's the big rocker switch with the little 2 mini ones are the ones for the lights.
Got it.
Okay. Other than that, you know, this is a machine that can be used almost infinitely. You can, I don't even know what volume to say. I mean, 400, 500, 600 drinks, it should handle it no problem.
Faster than you could make it.
Faster than you can
But
make
let's
it.
find out how fast you can make one.
Okay, we will be here for the next 6 hours.
Let's time one. We'll be
It's drink time. Very simple. Why was that funny?
You're very forthright about it.
Hey, you know, I like to get right to the point. All right, so we're going to get that on there. Very, very simple from that standpoint. Let that actually start making up. And then I'm going to come right to her. You might want to bury the tip a little bit there. That would help. You can tell I do this often.
Yes.
Don't pay attention to the bubbles. You're not getting any art. You're just getting a nice little latte.
Oh. All right. Oh, there's a little heart.
Little baby heart. I try
Cool.
to surprise every once in a while.
All right. So the Nuova Simonelli Aurelia 2 T3.
T3. I say that 5 times faster.
Okay. Thank you very much, Brandon.
Thanks, Kat.